Hello there, Aries. My name's Frankie. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading is going to be for Aries for June of 2019. Boy, 6 months already gone. Anyhow, for everybody new, I pull 4 cards for the month. We use the bottom card on the deck, the overall view of the month. We'll pull an angel card at the end of the reading, hopefully bring everything together for us. Look at your moon sign and rising sign. You get a more comprehensive view of the month. The other thing is, because I'm an empath, I have a speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you. That makes all of us Aries named Frankie, I guess, for the time of the reading. The other thing is, I don't believe the cards will go week by week. I think they'll blend in and out throughout the month as an overall theme. Now, I have a short message for us this month, and I believe it might relate to family, or it could be business if we are friends with people through our business. But it's like, if someone's acting out and acting up, and the behavior is just something that is just really on our last working nerve. It's totally, I'm done with it. We need to have that conversation and finish it, nip it in the bud. Say exactly what we're thinking and exactly what we're going to accept and not accept any longer. It's just like really clear cut. After that, we get good results. That's kind of how the message comes down, Aries. It's funny but true, because I guess if something's on our nerves that much, we're probably showing it anyhow, because we do got our tempers there, don't we? At least most of us do. Anyhow, it's probably better to get it off because it would show in our faces anyways. And we have good words here. We have abundance, obedience. Whoops, wrong word there. Abundance, obedience, understanding, adventure, and awakening. And I guess whoever we talk to might be very, very awakened. But our first, yeah, they might get really awakened, because our first little card here goes right with our adventure. It's the Magician. I'm like, number one. It's a situation that means new beginnings, new choices. It's someone who's ready, willing, and able to manipulate a situation in order to achieve a desired result or a desired end. It's leadership potential. It is ambition and the desire for action. It can be new relationships coming into being. The tools, though, the Magician has all these tools on the table there in front of him. Can I get that glare off? It's really pouring rain, which I sent my husband out twice in the middle of the deluge. But it is pouring out there today, so it's kind of dark in here. It says the tools for whatever action, right, that is desired are already in our possession and in our hand, as is the knowledge on how to use those tools correctly. But the caveat or the key point here, little thing is, any use of magician power for an improper end, even if it's upright like this, ends up backfiring in our face. And that's something we don't want. We don't want it to backfire in our face. So that would be our word obedience and our word understanding. The Magician brings abundance, but if we use it backwards, it bites us in the butt. So it's a time to evaluate everything we have at our disposal and relate them properly to whatever it is we're aiming at. Now, these are general readings, so I can't hone it down for us, like, oh, it's going to come in this area of your life, or it's going to come in that area of our lives. But it is here, and it is here for us to be using it and using it appropriately to manifest that which we want. So is it in our business, at work? Is it at home? You know, maybe that's at home where we have to make our little stand or say our little piece in order to get things back on track and moving right, you know? That could be, you know, we can do it with our word here, understanding, and in our awakened spirituality, we wouldn't be yelling and screaming. We just say, this is what, well, we'd say, this is what we want to accomplish, and your behavior is kind of unacceptable and you keep on doing it. So, because under the magician is the Ace of Wands, and that's the same thing, fresh new starts, new beginnings. This usually means business or finance, but they showed me to put up the card that's underneath this little guy here, you know, because our next card here is excellent card also. Here's our abundance, our word right smack out there. It's our abundance. It's the ability to have that adventure. It's with this card, all of our financial problems are actually solved. We may have, or we will have, plenty to share, plenty to spare. You remember that old saying? We can afford to do a charitable act because our income is, how do I want to say, steady, and our security is stable. That's the way they are asking me to say it. And we're in a balanced position with this card concerning our income and our outgo. And we can usually use our prosperity sometimes in this way. I'm losing my little words here. In this way to do something charitable or be able to help others in some way, because he's holding the scales. Now, these are general readings, so this can go, you know, one way or it can go the other way, is what I'm thinking. Some of us may be accepting some kind of help with this, you know, like maybe to get us out of a mess if we were in one. But I think for the most of us, it's probably going to mean that we're in the position, because it's a good time that's coming to us and good going out from us in material terms, because it is pentacle energy, which is earth plane energy. So we would be in a position to take some kind of action for a good cause. Maybe like we were helping somebody go to college, contributing towards a scholarship fund, you know, like a really something that's important to us to be able to do. Maybe if that was for someone who was disadvantaged, or helping a family, um, you know, or a particular charity is what's coming into mind. You know, or a friend is coming into mind too. You know, somebody I love, care about, and maybe they're going through some kind of rough time at this time, and we're capable of helping them. It means we are experiencing abundance, prosperity, and personal gratification, which is nice. And, you know, so if we're the one giving out, even taking in, you know, if we were receiving in some way, it would be fulfilling, if that makes any sense. It's hard for us, a lot of us, if we're on that other end, let's say, of that spectrum, it's hard for a lot of us to like willingly and totally accept, you know, help that's offered or help that's given to us. We just are so used to giving that we forget sometimes people would really like feel privileged or honored to give back to us, if that makes any sense. You know, but it's a really good card, and it can be, you know, maybe we just got a raise at work, you know, or got a new job, and it puts us in this financial kind of position here to be able to do the things that we want to do. Basically, the things that um, bring us pleasure, bring us joy, make us happy. If and I'm saying it that way because of our next card is the sun card, and it's like, oh right, you know, the sun shines on everyone. Sometimes this is a card of children. Um, it usually has children in the image in my other deck. This one actually doesn't, but it's a card that's harmonious, you know, like brings balance and sunshine. Sun shines on everybody. So it is a positive card. I couldn't get the words out of my mouth, Aries. The sun relates to energy, vitality, confidence, success, you know, and good times. Good times for all, just like that feeling that comes off of our Six of Pentacles here. So, like I said, I don't know if it's in business or if it's in our personal relationships or new relationships because of choices or decisions we made, but it's a time of new beginnings. Once again, like our Magician and the Ace of Rods that was underneath it, about all things going well, of accomplishment and success and contentment, material well-being, uh, and an optimistic and happy frame of mind that goes with this card. Also, we feel cheerful. I'm trying to feel the feelings off of the card. We feel cheerful. We'll feel self-confident, full of vitality, ready to undertake like new projects maybe at work or make changes that are for the better, whatever we're planning, right? So go back to our original message and we could kind of think about the words that what was said to us in that original message, a little bit about getting rid of, or uh, how do I want to say it? It was saying that we should kind of speak our piece, period. If something's acting up or if somebody's like acting up, acting out, that kind of stuff, speak our piece. Because with all that, when we speak our piece about what's acceptable and unacceptable, then everything goes good after that. That was the basically the original message. So we'll whatever we're planning, we'll feel a great deal of enthusiasm for it. We won't be worried, period, about outcomes. You know, is this going to go good for me? Is it going to be bad? You know, like, oh my God, it's too big for me to undertake. How am I going to take this position? You know, those kind of energies that we can feel a lot of times when we get a little bit stuck in our head. You know, we're up here and we're like thinking because we really can think a thing through, you know. You know what it's like in our mind, Aries. That's the way it is. We'll be we could be maybe starting more than one project, maybe upgrading something in our lives, like making a move for a better paying job for some of us or a more satisfying job, something that we really enjoy doing, and it's like finally that kind of energy. With this card we can get we could be remodeling our home, or we could be actually even moving to another home, or moving, let's say, to a sunnier climate, you know, to a better place where we feel better about, you know, not meaning all of us are going to just jump the gun and move, obviously, you know, but I like sunny climates. I really like Jamaica. This Aries likes Jamaica because I think this is the card here that's coming up next. These next two cards, I think, are what really relate to that original message, because our next card here is the Two of Swords, and that's not a great card. Twos are about decisions, though. Simple decisions. That simple decision, if somebody's behavior or whatever is totally unacceptable, unacceptable, unacceptable to us, we could say, this is what I expect, and if they don't give it to us, well, they didn't give it to us. I suppose that would be their choice. But the truth of it is, there's a choice in this card. It's a situation which it appears, and I think that's the big word there. It appears impossible to move forward. We'd be in a period of stasis, maintaining a situation like in a state of balance by ignoring the underlying tension that it's causing us. That's why I think it relates to that original message. It's an uncomfortable position to be in, but the person in this card isn't yet ready to do anything about it. So, card means there's a need to speak up and communicate about the circumstances involved. So whether it's at work or in the whatever that little situation, if this reading to the Aries people that this reading relates to, it's probably going to be a good thing to do it. It's like the only explanation or example that pops into my head is this couple that don't get along, but they're putting up a facade to the outside world, and that in that facade there's a determination to pretend that things are fine, that they're fine, everything's perfect, la that kind of crap, you know, and to us Aries, that is that kind of crap, basically. But psychologically, the card means denial, and that would be the position. So we would be choosing not to look at it, choosing not to rock the boat. But eventually, change takes place. Period. That's one thing we're short of, Aries, so think about that seriously. Change takes place, period. Um, and the change must take place with this card for because the continued tension that it creates actually gets pretty unbearable. So the choice is available. The choice is simple. All we do is remove the blindfold. We look the situation squarely, head on, right? We look at the situation right in the face. It's the easiest way to get on and get over it, right? So if this is that work isn't working for me right anymore, I'm not happy, it's like aggravating, all those things that come with it. With this card, I want to make those choices. I want to make those changes. And I want to kind of do them with this, where's our one word here? A sense of adventure and just stating basically what I want. I can be very understanding, but being obedient to how this is making me feel basically inside, because this month I'm really good at it, because our next card here is the moon. So this card is I believe it's a really positive card. It can mean secrets that we don't know everything about everything yet, and we may need some more information about it. But it means we're aware of our lunar energies, which is our intuition, our psychic sense, and the moon kind of symbolically illuminates the non-conscious side of life, of human life, and it allows the light to shine into our inner spiritual world, to illuminate what's springs naturally from inside ourselves. What springs naturally from inside ourselves is how I want to say it. We're now like able to perceive and see like these little nuances of feelings and inner perceptions because we've become really aware of them. It's uh, it's a time when we can tune in way more accurately, way more accurately to others, or to the spiritual vibration of others, because we're connected, more connected to the information and to the universe and to the invisible world that the moon lights up. And it also, for some of us, it can really indicate us being highly intuitive or psychic, or we are developing it. So, with our original message, I want to think about these words down here and that awakening and motivations of people, maybe the ones that are doing this behavior we're no longer going to tolerate or accept, maybe those people, you know, what do I feel? What is the motivation behind it? Perhaps our approach being from that end of the spectrum, because we have these other wonderful cards here. And like I said, the moon can be that there's something we're not quite seeing, but we will get uh, to the bottom of it, is the way they're saying to say it. We will get to the bottom of it, and we will do what we have to do in order to bring forth what we need to bring forth for this abundance, understanding, and adventure, like this time in our life, and our awakened spirit. So sometimes it's really good, to see the motivation of others. Good before we jump in or step in way too far. That kind of energy or vibe. I don't know, Aries. I'm holding the angel card and talking. Step into it, step into it, look at it clearly, see if there's something I'm missing, maybe I didn't notice before. Our card is the opportunity to forgive. And with that, I'm going to say, and the opportunity, if I don't get resolution, most highly likely, for some of us, it may be the opportunity to move on, but move on pleasantly versus, with all that opposition type energy. None of us like to deal with that kind of stuff. It says, this situation brings you the opportunity to heal, grow, and release negative patterns. Hold the intention of seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. We will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies, and lift you to the higher place of peace and compassion. Well, yeah, that Two of Swords energy can be pretty rough. The moon energy too can also be a little rough if we've been kind of like missing something, or we're not being told the whole story. So if we're not being told the whole story, that probably relates to that original message there. You might want to look into it. It says, the angel sent you this card because they see that you've grown weary of reoccurring negative patterns in your life. To break this cycle, it's important you release old toxic thoughts about the current situation or relationship. You can do this by breathing deeply, and on each exhalation, give away your fears, worries, anger, and other painful emotions to the angels. Forgiveness doesn't mean you are condoning the other person's behavior. Boy, if that doesn't relate to that original message, I don't know what does. It means that you are unwilling to carry toxic feelings or thoughts about him or her. Release, be free, and experience positive patterns through forgiveness. Avoid blaming yourself or others. As you release anger, a creative resolution to the situation will appear. There are hidden blessings in this relationship and situation. Focus on the desires instead of the fears or the judgments. There are hidden things, our moon card here. I was thinking, well, Aries, that's our reading for this month. I want to tell you all thank you for the likes, shares, subscribes, and for your comments. I read each and every one of them. I really appreciate them. And if you want to know more about me or to go neb about me or set an appointment with me, all of the information is down below the screen at the website. Prayer class and suture classes, they're over there at the website. There's 2 short videos that explain them to you over at the website. Sutras enhance your clear perceptions. Simple meditation, 5 minutes a day. Prayer class is 2.5 hours. It tells you how to, how to format prayers for different things. It explains it to you. And everybody I've met through 3 whole years of doing these YouTube videos, and everybody I've met through 31 years of this work, I want to tell you all, it's been an honor, a privilege, and a joy to serve you. Hopefully I'll see you back here next month. Bye-bye.